Oh, hey, how y'all doing? I hope you're having a great week. Welcome to the third week of online child psychology. Really excited to be here. It has been a wonderful class so far, and particularly this week has been really cool because I got to read your quizzes. I got to read last week your observations, and your discussions are going well. We're really tackling some great issues, and I think in this week, as we're reading and studying, we're seeing that connection between the real psychology of children and this question that I keep asking: where do babies come from? I think probably most people know, in some head sense, that we understand where babies come from. I think my question, though, is we're going to see in the discussions from the second week is what does that mean, knowing where babies come from, in terms of seeing that this action that leads to children is actually not generally performed, for the most part, with thinking about making children in mind. And so, what this means is that we have to deal with the fact that a lot of these human beings that we're studying here and trying to understand in child psychology are here under circumstances that don't necessarily mean they were like constructed or built or developed with that end in mind. Oh, we just want life to be populated with the world to be populated with you, child. Here we are, and for probably most of us, we surprised someone. And so this is the question of child psychology, since this is so vitally important. As most of you said, this is so vitally important in shaping us, who we are, from the get-go, from the very start. That How do people feel about us? Do people want us? Do they plan us? Even if they didn't plan us, are we wanted? Do we start to see a purpose in our lives? So that's this question. I don't mean to be politically correct or politically incorrect or whatever, but you got to understand that which really makes us who we are doesn't just start when these people here in this room in the hospital or at home or whatever see and hold the baby, but that baby starts all the way back there through genetics and through how do the caregivers feel about this impending life. And so that's really where this question is asked. I want you to continue to dig deep and to think about what do we really mean to the world around us. And that's what this question asks. Um, I think, and you know what, I'm struggling with it because I'm not really sure how to pronounce your name. I want to say Sharon, but it could be Sharon, really, or it could Sharon. But you gave us some really good ideas how the circumstances of our conception may shape in some way how we value what is important. How does that lead to our understanding of what is really important as parents or even the children themselves? Um, I'm not a blank slate person. I do believe that there's a lot to us that's shaped in our genetics, in our shared history with humanity, and also to believe that we are beings that have so much more than the biology and chemistry has discovered so much so far, that we're so much more, which is why I teach, because I do believe that people have potential. So for some of you, I may say, oh, I'm not sure I agree with that, and that's okay. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with what you said. But Alyssa mentioned the blank slate, and I'm not a blank slate person. I do not believe that people are simply a collection of all of the things that shaped them environmentally. But that is a good point, especially when we consider there's sort of a separation between the circumstances of somebody's birth and our idea of this is a human being that has this inherent value, and so love should be given unconditionally, without condition, um, because more or less, is it not? Is it the baby's fault? No, not really. Um, Addie, you said some really great statements about how, well, basically that the parents are there, or parent, or any really any caregiver, the person who takes a parenting role in your life helps to teach you really what to feel about yourself and how to feel about yourself. And the first person who teaches you your value as a person, your identity, well, it starts you on the road to identity, are those people who were there around the circumstances of your birth, especially the person who probably carried you. And Jamal, you mentioned uh, the importance of the degree to which the parent values that child's life, and how is absolutely essential is that. And so to kind of try to summarize this up, stop and think of, what is your attitude toward school? What is your attitude toward your career? What is your attitude do you believe that you can learn? Do you believe that you have a place in the world, that you have particular gifts and abilities that your life will then use and employ to bless people or help them? Or do you just feel like you're just kind of a pile of chemicals that are just sitting around waiting to go out the other side with death? Well, that is, at least to some degree, shaped in you by the circumstances of not only your early years once you were born, but also those ways that somebody felt about you when they found out that you were on the way. Yeah, it's kind of hefty, and I'm not trying to encourage you to go back and say you're awful people because I don't feel good about myself. But I always want to encourage my students to see themselves as valuable and necessary and vital and essential to the world. So have a great week, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where we go in this next step of the journey. Take care of yourselves.